Nick Cannon calls Red Table Talk a toxic table. Following the cancellation of the Facebook Watch series Red Table Talk by Meta, Nick Cannon has taken a swipe at the show, calling it toxic. He made this known while talking about the matter with co-host Abby De La Rosa, Mason Moussette, and Courtney Bee on his new AMP radio show, The Daily Cannon. He said, and I quote, "If there was no Red Table Talk, then Will Smith wouldn't have slapped the bleep out of Chris Rock," end of quote. As Nick Cannon continued to bash the Emmy Award-winning series, he dubbed it the toxic table. After Abby responded that the series is an honest table instead, Nick Cannon stated that too much honesty can have serious consequences. He said, and I quote again, "Too much honesty could get your bleep slapped in the face. We've seen this," end of quote. Nick Cannon also mentioned Will Smith being memed after he and Jada had their infamous entanglement sit-down back in 2020, saying, "They made all them memes about my brother Will on that damn table. They didn't need to do that." After Courtney pointed out that Will agreed to discuss the matter on air, Nick exclaimed, "It's at his house. He's gonna walk by this bleep bleep table every day." Just so you know, after 5 successful seasons and 129 episodes, the popular talk show Red Table Talk, hosted by Jada Pinkett Smith, her mother Adrienne Banfield Norris, and her daughter Willow Smith, has come to an end on Facebook Watch. The social media giant Meta, which owns Facebook, decided to end its original programming, including Red Table Talk, causing disappointment among fans of the show. Reacting to the cancellation, Jada took to her Instagram page to share a statement writing, and I quote, "We are so grateful to have had such a beautiful partnership with Facebook Watch, and we are sorry to see the entire team disband. We wish everyone well in their new journeys to come. We at Red Table are in talks of finding a new home and we'll see you soon," end of quote.
Righty. I absolutely agree with Nick Cannon. I'm sure somebody would say, "Oh, I'm not surprised," because, of course, anytime they mention Jada Pinkett's name, Honeypot is always okay. I do
We
not
know you're
actually,
not a fan, so
I really do not care.
We know
But
you're not a
I
fan,
totally
it's okay.
agree with Nick Cannon. I mean, Nick Cannon can be very funny, it can be very interesting, but I think, you know, I actually really agree with him on this one.
Yeah.
And for people shouting that it is about that show, no, it is not about that show, because that show was not the only show stopped or cancelled, because people can be very funny too and be very sentimental. Then thirdly, do you know that I actually really think that we should always just check. I don't know, if I had Will Smith's number, perhaps I'll call him, you know, from time to time, and then I'll check on his mental health, because I don't even know how he's doing. Forget the fact that, everything that's happened with Oscars and all that. But I think personally, with that family, with the wife, with everything that they say at that table and all that, I think that's, is a human being, and I don't know, perhaps his mental health is being affected. And maybe fourthly, I would say again that, I agree with Nick Cannon that sometimes too much truth or too much honesty can be, I'm not saying that people should lie. Now, hear me out. What I'm actually saying here is that, okay, it's just like this artist, this old artist now coming out to say that one time he had a relationship in his first year of marriage. He had a relationship with Diana Ross, and he's saying in 2023.
Yeah, 23.
And I'm wondering, why would you not just go to the grave with that? Who needs to hear that? Like, why would you actually say that? So I think that there are some, I'm not saying that you should lie, but I think that we should be mature.
Not everything that you have.
I think that you should just let sleeping dog lie. Like you're saying that, so that Diana Ross can look like what
so that you even cheated on your wife.
With her. In your, like, why? Respect yourself. Like, why? Just go to your grave with it. So I think it is toxic, and I think that there are things that are not meant to be. Because I think if anybody is going to be hating on Jada, for instance, it's because, like all these things, and then you now want to disrespect the man himself. You're not asking him question at the table of what you're guilty of. Like, who does that in this life?
You know, the part that got me was when Nick honestly and sadly said that the table is in the house, so he passes by the table all the time. So this
Nick or Will?
Nick. He said Will. The table is in Will's house.
Yeah.
So he passes by it all the time. So the memory is every time. You know, if something happens outside, you won't want to go back there. But when you see it all the time, every morning, every day. So Obviously, he had been going through a phase all this while, and that outburst was just a combination of everything. He had so many things bottled up, he just had to let out. We wish him the best.
We do.